All right, welcome to the first episode of our Little Big Chat Show.
Great to see everyone here with us today.
I'm sitting here with my co-host,
Carter Ta.
and I'm Vin. All right. So, Carter, this was kind of your idea as to wanting to start a podcast. So, what was kind of the inspiration, or what was the reasoning as to why you wanted to start this podcast?
The big reason of why I wanted to start this podcast is most likely because our gym, our jiu-jitsu gym has their own podcast.
Oh, really? Is that why?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay, well that's cool. All right, so what are some of the things that you wanted to go over in this in our podcast? What are some of the topics that you wanted to discuss? I know everything's kind of free flowing, and we can kind of change things as we go along and whatnot. But I was just kind of curious as to what are some of the things that you wanted to talk about.
That's a great question. Something that I could talk about, or we could talk about, is our trip in Asia.
Oh, that's right. So for the people that don't know, we actually just came back from a 30 plus day vacation out in Asia where we spent a couple weeks in Vietnam, and then we spent I think about 18 or so days in the Philippines. So that was actually pretty awesome. Longest vacation I've ever had.
Longest vacation I've ever had.
Totally. But yeah, so what else? What other things do you think we're gonna touch on this podcast?
Like anything random, like anything really.
Okay. Do you foresee us having guests later on this episode, or not this episode, on this show?
Yeah, I could see that.
And what type of people do you think you would envision bringing onto the show?
Most likely friends, family.
Okay. And what type of things do you think you're going to discuss with them?
Just, about their life and how they live and what's nice,
Maybe what's not so nice?
what's not so nice.
So I like this. This is actually kind of funny to me. Like the mics, like we only have like these little mics. We don't have like those big mics that most people have to hold. But we just have like these little clip-on mics. But if we try to clip it on our shirts, it actually falls over and it hangs because it's actually kind of heavy. So clip it onto like these little toy utensils. It's hilarious to me.
Talking about the toy utensils, what made you think about the idea of using the toy
I was
utensils?
like, I need something flat that we can clip this onto. That's still like a hard material that you could hold. That it's not gonna be flimsy where it's gonna flop over. So I was looking over at, I guess, the toy kitchen that you guys play with. And I'm like, oh, grab one of the utensils. Like anything will work. It doesn't matter.
If you told Alex that, which is my brother, he would say like, okay, let me make one out of paper.
No, that's true. He does love making random artistic things using paper.
That's something that makes him Alex.
Very true. Very true. All right. So what's been up with you, man?
Just finished my Vietnamese and piano lessons. Okay. What's up with you, man?
Oh, just working. I'm still trying to get over the jet lag from our trip. It was exhausting.
Still on jet lag?
Still on jet lag. I cannot sleep very well. So I'm still kind of struggling a little bit with that. I felt like when we first got back, I was kind of able to get right back into things. But then as the week went on, I just got more and more tired. And we've been sleeping late. Like we're waking up late. We're sleeping late and waking up late.
Yeah, that's great.
It's not great because I got things to do.
Well, it's great for me.
Yeah, so
not so great for you.
No, not so much. So yeah, so that's been a little tough just to wake up in the morning and try to get going with working out, getting ready to work and all that stuff. But fortunately enough, I work from home, so it's not terrible.
Well, what if they called you into work one day and you were sleeping late?
I don't sleep that.
What if you were to sleep late?
Then that would be a problem. And that would be no good, right?
Yeah.
So I've noticed that you've been watching a lot of YouTube recently. What what type of videos are you watching online?
So
And what you're watching right now, how did you find it? And do you think this is something your friends also watch?
some things I think that my friends might have also watched, but some things I think it might have just been me.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you're currently watching right now?
So I've been watching a, a few clips of Squid Game season 3.
No.
I know like
you know how your
everything
mom
now.
feels about that.
I'm not happy. But I know like everything already, so I don't really need to watch anymore. But now it's still in my search history, and it's
So,
like everywhere.
what do you mean? Like you're watching all the recaps and all this?
Yeah,
Really? So you know what happens? Like you know how the show ends?
yeah.
Like the season ends? Is that the end of the show? You think, or does it seem like there's going to be a season 4?
Based on the last few minutes of the show,
Mhm.
it's a really high chance of another season coming out.
Well, it's their cash cow. Got to make some more money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think, based on the things that you have seen, do you think it is appropriate for children to watch Squid Game?
Maybe like 9 and up. Yeah.
It's very strategic of you to throw out the 9 and up, but interesting.
Maybe like 7 and up. Maybe.
Oh, get out of here. I believe it is rated MA for mature audiences only.
What? I don't remember that.
Yeah, because you never actually watched the show. That's why. All right. So what other stuff are you watching watching on YouTube?
There's this anime that I've been watching. It's called Blue Lock. It's a soccer anime.
What's it called?
Blue Lock.
Blue Lock. You spell that?
BLUE and then LOCK.
Okay. And it's just an anime that
Yeah.
you can find on YouTube. Do
Yeah.
they have full episodes or just recaps and stuff like that?
I've seen people react to them and then have summaries.
But it's not like a full episode that's on there. You're just watching it.
No, they showed the full episode too.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. So is there like a Blue Lock channel that you're going on to watch it?
No, I'm just watching this random dude who reacts to it, and then I skip every single summary.
Fair enough. Okay, and what drew you to that that show?
I've heard a lot of people hating on season 2, so I wanted to watch season 1 and then watch season 2 so I could compare the two.
But prior to that, you had no knowledge of the show.
I had a little bit of knowledge, but I wasn't too drawn into the show.
Okay.
But I guess like something just led me to the show. I was like, I have to watch it.
Was it like one of your friends or something like that got you into that show, or what?
No, like I just saw it, and then I was like, you know what? Sure, let's just watch
You
it.
just saw like an ad for it, or just like a suggested video that popped up?
Yeah, just like a suggested video.
Okay.
So I was like, sure, let's just
Do you
watch
know
it.
any of your other friends that watch that show?
My cousin Jacob, he sees some shorts on Blue Lock, but he doesn't watch the show.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell me about the show. What makes this show so interesting? And is it true that season 2 sucks?
So so far I am a little over 2/3 into the way of season 1.
Okay.
And season 1's great. There's so many rivalries going on.
Can you expand on that?
So in the first selection, they all had teams based on like how good they are. Like from Team V to Team Z, where Team Z would be the worst players on a team,
Okay.
and Team V would be the best players on a team. And Team Z was second place,
Mhm.
and Team V was first place.
Mhm.
So their entire team moved on, and the bottom three teams, which were W, X, Y, their best scoring players would move on to the next round too.
Okay.
And then where they would have to pick like teams of 3,
hmm
and 2 very great players in Team Z,
hmm
Isagi and Bachira, went with one of the Team V players.
Quick question: when you're watching this, is it dubbed? Is it in English, or is it
Yeah, I watched
subtitled?
the dubbed versions.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Where Isagi and Bachira, they go with their Team V players, Nagi,
hmm
which leave their past teammates, Chigiri and Kunigami,
Mhm.
really angry with them, and then they start fighting, basically.
Okay, interesting. All right, so let's get to it. It's when you got to season 2. What were your thoughts about season 2?
I'm not in season 2,
Oh,
not
you're
yet.
Oh, you're still in season 1.
No.
Oh, all right. So you can't even tell us if the rumors are true.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. So you mentioned earlier that you had Vietnamese class. So you haven't had Vietnamese class in a little over a month now since
Yeah.
since we were gone for a little bit. How was class today?
It was good to see her again.
What is your teacher's name again? I don't remember her name. Do you remember her name?
We just call her Go.
Fair enough. What is her name? Whatever. Anyways, how was class today?
It was good.
Was it more of a recap class, or did you guys actually go over some new stuff?
It was more of a recap class.
Oh, okay. What type of things were you guys recapping?
Basic sentences and some words that we learned on day 15 of practice.
Gotcha. How was did she ask you about your trip to Vietnam?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you guys tell her?
How we went to Saigon, also known as Ho Chi Minh City.
Mhm.
That we went to Nha Trang,
Mhm.
and that we also went to Cat Gia, which our grandmother grew up there.
Nice. Very cool.
Wait a second, that's your mom.
That is my mom. That's right. What about how's piano class? You guys have not had piano lessons in quite some time, and I know that some of you guys have not been practicing. So, how was your
It was
first?
easy.
Was it?
Yeah, like really easy.
What song are you playing or learning right now?
I forgot. I don't look at the names, I just play.
Bro. Fair enough. All right, it is 4th of July weekend, right? While we're filming this is the Sunday after 4th of July. How has your 4th of July celebration been so far?
It was good going to the Abba's house and
so they are
celebrating 4th of
neighbors.
July.
Yep.
Playing with sparklers.
Yes.
The kids over there were playing this game. I don't fully understand it. It's called like Kick a Can or something.
And so I have no idea what that is. What is that?
I don't understand it much either. But basically, there's two teams,
Mhm.
the hiders and the seekers or something like that.
Okay.
The hiders, they
Sounds
have
like
to
hide and seek to me.
no, but basically the hiders, they have to hide, and if one of the seekers find them, they have to run and try to kick the can while the seekers try to protect the can.
Interesting. That's just okay. Sure.
People were like sliding around.
Okay, fair enough. And they're sliding around.
Yeah.
Sliding around. Like they're sliding on the ground.
Yeah, just trying to get the can
on like the concrete.
Yeah,
Sounds like it's gonna be painful.
it was.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, that does not sound like a very fun game, especially not for.
I'd play it on the grass.
Yeah, that seems more doable. But okay, interesting. All right, whatever.
What do you watch on YouTube?
I don't know. I watch a lot of random stuff about shows that I like, recasts of shows that I like. I watch sports stuff. Watch jiu-jitsu stuff. I watch weightlifting stuff. I watch cooking stuff. I watch a variety, and I listen to podcasts. I watch comedy stuff, like humor stuff, stand ups, and stuff like that.
What type of humor? Like dark
stand-
humor or just like normal humor?
And I watch anything that makes me laugh. I'm all about. Sometimes stupid humor, sometimes clever humor. But I think mostly on YouTube, I watch like stand up stuff, or
Like stand up comedy?
yeah. So like stand ups, with like
Or like those random comedians like go to that stage and they start making jokes?
That's stand up. They go on their stage and then they tell their jokes and tell their stories and whatnot. So that's what I like to watch, or sometimes just listen to music. I mean, that's probably what I do. I would say most of the time, just have play music.
And then you fall asleep.
Then I fall asleep. I'm tired, man. All right. So, how did you enjoy the fireworks that we went to go watch?
On the 4th of July.
Yeah, on the actual 4th.
To be honest, it was kind of boring to me.
It was a little weaker than usual, right? I felt
Watching it in the parking lot is, to be honest, a lot better.
I felt like it was not as intense as previous years. Like I remember like the finale for previous years, like they're like pop, 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 like it's like it's going crazy and everything. I felt like this year they didn't go as hard as they have done so in the past. So because of that, I don't want to say it was disappointing because it's still kind of fun, whatever. I was glad that we were out and doing that, but it felt like it was a little more scaled back than in the past, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, but I do like how some other person was like somewhere else like doing fireworks too.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. So we were sitting and watching our city's firework display for 4th of July, which was kind of cool, and we weren't sitting that far away, so we were able to see the firework display pretty clearly. It was like pretty much right in front of us. But the funny thing was that while that was going on, like pretty much behind us, at some residential home, they were shooting up fireworks that were actually pretty impressive looking fireworks. They were like pretty big ones, and they're just like boom, 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 and we're like looking forward, looking back, looking forward, looking back. We're like, wait, what's going on here? So that was kind of fun. That was cool.
To be honest, I thought that at first like our city, like they had like 2 people setting fireworks.
It was that impressive. Like some of the fireworks that they were shooting up was actually really big and really impressive. So it did legit look like it was, professionally done.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. So you mentioned this earlier that our jiu-jitsu gym, they actually have their own podcast and everything, and that's what kind of inspired you to want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
What particularly about that? Or did you want to plug what their podcast is called?
Sure. So their podcast, it's called the Keep It Rolling podcast.
Yeah.
And they just talk with like the adults who train there.
Yeah.
I wish kids could go there.
So just letting them know if they ever want to bring me.
Bring me.
Yeah. So what in particular about that podcast that really got you interested into starting your own?
They swear a lot.
No, they do not. That is not true. That is not true. There might have been a handful of. I don't even know if I've ever heard them say it, like drop an F-bomb or anything like that. But maybe. But it is not true. They don't. Really swear. He is lying. He is joking around. Anyways, no. But seriously, what about that podcast in particular got you kind of interested in doing this?
They're successful, so I want to be successful too.
So I think one of the interesting things that I enjoy about listening to our podcast is that it kind of allows you to. So what they do is they usually, most episodes, they bring in like a guest, like a team member from the gym, and then they'll interview them, get to know them a little bit and whatever. And I think that I like that because it's not like I have an opportunity to talk to everybody at the gym, but a lot of people I know either I've trained with them or I've seen them, seen their face or seen them around or whatever. So it's always nice to kind of learn a little bit about the people and like how they got into jiu-jitsu and how they got into or just what they do. I mean, it's just kind of interesting and just kind of seeing how they talk and whatnot, like in a normal setting.
Like, what's
instead of
normal?
just- yeah,
What's
right,
a
right.
normal setting?
Yeah, exactly. It's like in the normal setting, in the podcast setting, where it's not just like, oh, we're training, and or we're rolling or whatever. So, so it's just like a different setting. But it's nice to just kind of get to know a little bit about some of their backgrounds and whatnot. So
Like the backgrounds of like the people who get interviewed.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the backgrounds are sometimes like really cool. But I remember like seeing you watch this one episode of that younger kid who got interviewed where all of his friends got arrested.
So I will say, truth be told, sometimes I play it and then I just kind of walk away or I do some other stuff. So I only catch like little bits and pieces. So I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Or sometimes I'll have it playing like in our gym, in our home gym while I'm working out, and I just kind of.
So like the gym right there.
Yeah, so our home gym's like right over there, with all the weights and all this stuff. But anyways, anything you wanna let people know before we kind of wrap up this episode, our first episode, our intro episode?
Like, what do you mean? Wrap it up? Like how?
Like, to end this episode, is there anything else that you want to share with your audience to let them know, like what they can expect, or anything?
Well, you guys can expect seeing episodes about our trip in Asia, and that was episode 1 of our Little Big Chat Show. See you next time.